beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were.
Hello and welcome. You are listening to A Beautiful Legacy. I'm your host, Tiago Pinto, and this is your short moment to take a look on the people who shaped how we live, shop, work, and move. In each episode, we take 10 minutes to revisit one creator and uncover the ideas, the systems, and the choices that still define our world today. Over the past days, a lot has been written and debated across the industry. The announcement that Omnicom and Interpublic Group merger will lead to the retirement of the DDB brand has been received with surprise, nostalgia, and strong emotion. Beyond the headlines, this moment invites something more valuable than commentary. It invites reflection, because DDB is not just an agency name. And at its core stands Bill Bernbach, the B in DDB, whose ideas reshaped not only advertising, but how creative work is organized across the world. That's why today's episode is dedicated to his legacy. To understand what disappears when a name fades, we must return to where it began. New York City in the late 1940s. Advertising feels like a factory, mechanical, predictable, and somewhat uninspired. Copywriters type in one room, art directors sketch in another. Ideas move down a metaphorical conveyor belt of sameness. And then comes a man who refuses to play along. Bill Bernbach does not shout. He observes, he questions, and then he proposed something almost heretical. That creativity is not the product of departments, but of people, sitting together, thinking together, trusting each other. What he builds from that simple gesture becomes the blueprint for every agency that follows. This is the story of Bill Bernbach and the operating system he left behind. The better part of the advertising industry still runs on. Before Bernbach, agencies were optimized for efficiency, not imagination. Writers delivered words, art directors delivered visuals. No one shared the same room, let alone the ownership of the ideas. Bernbach recognized the flaw. Advertising could not be industrialized without draining it of meaning. So he paired a writer and an art director, not as sequential steps, but as a single creative unit. One intuition, two minds, no hierarchy. This was a rupture. It dissolved the departmental ego, replaced procedure with partnership, and produced a kind of thinking the industry had never seen before. Where others sought consistency, Bernbach looked at chemistry. Where others prized conformity, he prized contradiction. The modern creative team, everywhere from New York to Amsterdam, from São Paulo to Tokyo, is a direct descendant of that decision. The structure of DDB was not a management exercise. It was a philosophy. Bernbach believed that creativity required proximity, honesty, and tension, the healthy kind where ideas collide and sharpen each other. He rejected the notion that efficiency leads to brilliance. He argued that people make work great, not processes, and he infused DDB with principles that felt radical in an era ruled by routine. Teams protected each other. Ideas are jointly owned. Truth is stronger than persuasion, and respect for the audience is a non-negotiable. He built a culture before it became a corporate fashion, an ethos before it became a brand. DDB became known not for its scale, but for its integrity, a place where creativity was treated as responsibility.
Beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were.
Bernbach did not just reform the agency, he reframed the work. His team-based structure enabled a kind of thinking that could only emerge from shared ownership. Volkswagen, a small, strange German car in post-war America. Any other agency would have tried to inflate its image. DDB shrunk it, conceptually, but quite literally as well, and turned Think Small into one of the most influential campaigns of the 20th century. Its honesty, wit, and self-awareness broke every rule and created new ones as well. Avis, a brand with less market share, less power, less everything. DDB embraced the weakness and made it the strategy. We try harder, read the headline. Bernbach's teams showed the world that vulnerability is an asset when handled with intelligence.
Legacy.
These campaigns did not succeed despite Bernbach's organizational rethink. They succeeded because of it. They were proof that creativity is not a department, but a partnership.
Beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were.
The world we inherited from Bill Bernbach. Walk into any agency, from a boutique studio to a global network, and you enter Bernbach's organization. The creative team, even if suffering mutations lately, is still a universal standard. Writer and art director, side by side, solving problems as one. This format feels natural only because Bernbach redefined what natural meant. He also reshaped the values of the industry. His insistence on respect for the audience laid the foundations for modern notions of authenticity. His belief in cultural sensitivity prefigured the responsibilities agencies now carry when speaking to diverse societies. His conviction that simplicity and truth outperform noise still guides brand communication in an age saturated with content. An idea that creativity is not manipulation but interpretation, a way to illuminate meaning rather than obscure it. Bill Bernbach did not leave behind a museum of objects or buildings. He left a structure of thinking, a way of working that became the industry's DNA. Every brainstorming session, every integrated team, every honest piece of communication bears the echo of a man who believed that creativity begins with people, not process. Bill Bernbach didn't just modernize advertising, he redefined what advertising is, and that, truly, is a beautiful legacy. You've been listening to A Beautiful Legacy, a short moment of clarity in a world built by remarkable minds. If it inspired you, follow the show and join me again on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Until then, keep noticing the beauty people leave behind.
Beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were. In the shape of a chair in